Hello and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5 with the finale for the Hot Wheels builds on the Nexus Speed Circuit. I was going to use the OP leaderboard car for this track in this one class, the XJR15, but that doesn't work because the leaderboard cars have lower tire compounds, and this has to run per rules the Hot Wheels racing tires. So I'm following the philosophy of the Mercedes with an old race car, the Jaguar E-Type Lightweight. I don't know how this is going to do, to be honest. We have a pretty good engine. We're running about 1,300 horsepower, which is plenty in a vehicle that is, well, 2,200 pounds. We might even get to the top of the class. I don't know. We've had a few cars over the last few builds so they don't reach the top of the class because, well, the game reckons they don't handle well enough. And, well, this is not going to be the best handling car in the world because it's very, very small tires for the amount of power we're going to have through this vehicle. Because, we're going to try that first. We're going to try that to see how quickly the PI builds. And if this engine maxed out, can't reach the top of S1 class, then we will go for the heavier 2JZ. Of course, to be honest, you really don't want anything more than 1,000 horsepower. Yeah, we are going to need more than 974, though. We are going to need at least 1,000 horsepower. So let's try the V10. Huh? Yeah. We're just going to keep building different engines until we find one that works. There we go. Now we're not building any more PI, so we'll bring it... I think that's gearing limited, like wheel spin. We'll bring it up to 150, 1,150, or 1,160. That also works. And now it's just a matter of improving everything else. Like this, that's good. That's good. I think I maxed you out. I did. And then that's all good. We can't extend the wheels out any further. These are the maximum tire sizes. Okay. 2,100 pounds, 1,100 horsepower. I don't want any more than that. Also, I think that's maxed out except for the heavier intercooler. So we'll stick with that and see how it fares. The E-Type Lightweight will have to beat a similar type vehicle, the Mercedes 300 SLR. They're both sort of road racers, vintage road racers. And that did a 142.6. So only two vehicles to beat the 962. The other one being the Toyota Supra Formula Drift car, which did a 143.0. This thing I have high hopes for, to be honest, because it's got the perfect ingredients. It's got lots of horsepower. It's very light. It's pretty good at managing its throttle, he says, as he gets a little sideways. But it can manage its horsepower pretty well, and the acceleration is really good. It has a similar power-weight ratio than the Lee. That's visual, don't worry, it still has a rear wing. It still functions like it has a rear wing. It has a similar power-weight ratio to the Mercedes. I think the Mercedes is a little bit lighter, but I think this makes like 10 or 20 more horsepower. They're pretty similar, either way, about 1,000 horsepower each. And around plus or minus 200 pounds, 2,000 pounds even. So, it's going to be a pretty close battle, I think. It's all going to be a matter of which one is better through the corners. We're actually flying in this. Come on, come on. Maybe it's because I painted it like a lotus, and it's angry at me for confusing the Britons. For the record, this is just a historic livery. From when it actually raced in the 60s. It's not supposed to look like the Golden Leaf Lotus, but the British were not very inspired back then, apparently. They're not greatest player now, actually. But anyway, this vehicle. It's got the pace. I think it's something that has the speed, not the absolute speed. I think the Mercedes was faster in this run. I think the Mercedes could do like 240 or some crazy number like that. But this is still pretty rapid, and we'll see if it has the same cornering force. This is much more of a... This is a more modern race car than the Mercedes by comparison. Of course, it's a lot more lively in the corners. I'm glad I didn't put more horsepower in it because it's a bit squirrely. It's very squirrely through the corners. This is about the limit, I think, the horsepower, because it does want to kick the back end out in high-speed corners. It really needs 295s or more on the rear before it actually settles down. That was good through there, though. A little out of position here, but I can just brake a little earlier. And you just see it wanting to twitch about. You can see my character sawing at the wheel. It is a proper vintage sports car, then, based on the driving characteristics. It's a sketchy one to drive, but sketchy tends to mean fast on this circuit. Nearly 200 miles an hour there, 195. Ooh. We're not getting airborne, we're not spinning out, so this is definitely a faster lap. 154 is not representative of what this vehicle is capable of. How are the brakes? Brakes are okay. I mean, that was disappointing, Jaguar. I expected better, not gonna lie. That was normal braking zone, and it was not as fast as other vehicles, and it did not like it. That was weird, Jaguar. Don't do that crap. Come on, I want you to at least beat the 962, okay? At least get a podium position so all of the podium is locked out by builds and not the base car. At least give me that. Please. Please at least give me that. 147, okay. Terrible lap, not a terrible time. That is so sketchy through that corner. It's fast, but oh my god, is it sketchy through there. You have to carry, you actually have to be on the gas ever so slightly through that corner in order to maintain a stable platform, and it's just not. It's such a sketchy proposition. You see, you have to be on the throttle a little bit in order to keep that rear end in check. There we go. Better exit out of that corner. Still haven't gotten that corner perfect, but no, stay. There we go. Kind of. Did a little bit of a Chastain, sneaky wall bounce. Haven't done the full Chastain yet. That was more like a half Chastain. Okay, nice and steady. The back end is so unhappy. There we go. Now brake early. That's better. That's better, Jaguar. We can't quite brake at the blue line, but we can brake a little like a car's length before it. So we just have to keep that in mind. The brakes are not as good as I would have liked on that corner. That is really the one corner you have to worry about braking in a significant manner. This one, too, also has a little bit of brakes, a little less significant, because you just naturally shrug off the speed as you go up the banking. Might want to brake a little more than that, though, next time. We can get a good exit, carry a lot of speed down the straight. We're into the 45s, just shy of them 46. Okay, that was good through there. It's fun. I think it has potential. It's just a little bit sketchy. That was good through there. We kept it clean. We kept it on the throttle just a little bit. I don't know if I wanted fifth. Probably not, to be perfectly honest. Now we get on the power. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're carrying better corner speed, I feel. No, stop. Yeah, I like the acceleration. It's just a little too wiggly for this track. It just... Uh-oh. No, we kept it good. Nope, 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 nope. Ah, crap. I'm all out of position. Damn you, car. Damn you. Well, at least I could brake at the blue line because I was going slower because I couldn't carry the momentum because I was all out of shape. Oh, this is a tricky bugger. This is a tricky bugger to drive. It's so close to being insanely fast, but I just feel like it doesn't have the rear-end grip that I need. That's a real shame. That is a real shame. We're also not as fast as I was hoping for in a straight line. I think it's... I see this very much like a beta version of the Mercedes. It has all of the ingredients for the Mercedes success, but it doesn't quite put them together like that car did. We're clean through there. We carried a lot of speed on this final lap. Now, brake. Frogger! Ah. I really don't like that. I really, really don't like that at all. Ah. And that's the challenge. You gotta be really careful. When you build these cars, you take a risk. You take a risk of how much power do you dare? Do you try and go more handling? Do you to compromise your straight line speed, or do you risk it for the biscuit and put in 1,000 horsepower and, well, try to cling on for dear life? It worked for the Mercedes. It worked for the Toyota. It kind of worked for the E30. It did not work for this. It did not work for this. That is a shame. Nope, stop. I don't like how it handles. I don't like how it handles. It has grip, and then it doesn't. Then it just doesn't. It's really disappointing. I think this will be a better lap, but I think the 45s is the best that we can do. Certainly with the run. Come on! The run onto the uphill section. It needs to be clean, and it can't be clean in this car. It takes way too much practice to get clean in this vehicle. And, well, we only have 5 laps. Those are the rules. Stop. Yeah, this is not a fun... I mean, it's not a fun car. I didn't even get a faster lap, you stupid Jaguar. It has the pace. It has the pace. But I don't have the patience. I don't have the laps, first of all. And I don't have the patience. I don't like that car, funnily enough, at all. Because it's... No matter what I do, it gets oversteer. I try to be clean. I try to coast through corners. It gets oversteer. When I coast, it gets oversteer. When I try to hit the brakes, it gets oversteer. When I hit the gas. When I try to maintain incremental throttle through the corner. No matter what I do, the back end slides out. No matter what I do. It's disappointing. I mean, to be fair, a 46.2 is not awful. I mean, it's a fraction shy of the Gunther Works, the 911, and it is faster than the Dodge, but on the whole, that is an atrocious vehicle. I was really hoping for this to be the car that broke the stranglehold of the 962 in the podium, but the 962 will stay on the podium. Only 2 vehicles will go down to beat that car, that being the Mercedes, which claims victory, ahead of considerably far ahead of the Toyota Formula Drift car, like 0.4 of a second. In fact, it's a whole second clear the 962. They got the pair of BMWs pretty close together, and the Commodore, the Gremlin, the Gunther Works, this, and then we get into the handling focused cars. The Gunther Works is definitely the best of the handling vehicles by a long way, because they have the Viper, the Nissan GTR, the Lexus RCF, the Pulsar GTIR, those handling focused vehicles. This is the Power Focus, and to be honest, it might actually be the worst of the Power Focus. Short of the Nismo and the Deora 2, it's probably the worst of the power builds. At least the power builds that are moderately lightweight. Obviously, the Lightning and the Bentley Turbo R are exceptions to that rule, but yeah, I'm very disappointed. I thought this would do quite well. But there you go. That'll be it for this episode. In fact, for this whole series, and we'll see you in the next build series also on the Hot Wheels expansion.